Hello, hello, hello. Yes, it's the old git here again for another rant. And, as I get older, it gets easier to find more things to rant about. Must be something about growing old. But never mind. Today, I'm talking about something that I didn't know about, and it's been going on for a long time. The way I discovered it, I was going through a few reports that I've been reading, and I came across one in the Grupo de Estudios Stradicos. Now that it was, I think it's a Spanish information. They sort of collate information on how people get paid and this kind of thing in different parts of Europe and obviously in the UK too. But I didn't know this, and I even asked one of my Muslim friends, and he knew, but he said, "Oh yeah, but that's common knowledge." I said, "It's not for me. I didn't know." Anyway, let's start at the beginning. If you hear the cats crying, because I've got some here today, and they just keep me company while I talk to you lot. Now, Muslim immigrants with more than one wife will see an increase in their social welfare benefits beginning in 2013. As you can see, this is an old report, but it does move forward in a little while. Now, when reforms to the British welfare system came into effect, although polygamy is illegal in Britain, the state effectively recognised the practice for Muslim men, who often had up to four wives, in some cases five. And I think it justifies, for me, a picture, not a very good one. So they've got a little harem. Now, we're looking at that there. The second, let's have a look at the payments now, or before the next rules come. So we'll put up this, which is a second wife's money. Currently, the state pays extra wives in polygamous households reduced amounts of individual income support, in addition to the normal amount received by the husband and the first spouse. Now, under the new rules, however, the extra wives will be eligible to claim full single person's allowance despite being married, while the original married couple still receive standard married person's allowance. Now, this is a bit sad, really, because originally, well, it's not sad. I mean, the reason they did that is because of some wide-ranging reforms done by David Cameron when he was the Prime Minister or wherever he was. And these wide-ranging reforms to the welfare system that were being made by him, right? So in the Cameron coalition government, which admits it wants to treat extra wives as single so that the state will not officially recognise polygamy, they're still paying the money as the current system as it was. So hang on a minute, let's just recap here, because obviously, first of all, they were paying the husband and the wife normally, then they were giving extra money to the other wives. And but critics who hope the government reforms would do away with the benefit for polygamy altogether say the so-called welfare reform bill simply opened up a loophole for polygamous families to claim more money from the state. Ah, I get it now. Hope you do. Now, details of the change are revealed in a 13-page legal brief dated July 19th and published in the Library of the House of Commons. So the document's there if you want to go and see it. But apparently, according to my Muslim friends, it's a lot of them do. My Muslim friends have all got one wife, and they don't want that one off the time. No, I'm joking. No, it isn't a joke. It isn't a joke. Now, so treating the second and subsequent partners in polygamous relationships as a separate claimant could mean that the polygamous households receive more under universal credit than under the current rules for means-tested benefits and tax credits. The issue of Muslims with multiple wives claiming extra welfare payments has been steeped in controversy for years, apparently. Now, an example of what we're talking about, okay? So this is a man that, David Cameron, he's a man that sort of got into all this and cocked it all up, or did he? I don't know. I mean, you make your own mind up. But let's just have a look at the type of family that will be claiming this type of benefit.
Every weekend, Mohammed tries to get his children together for a day out. But as Mohammed and his wives are unemployed and dependent on benefits, days like these are rare.
Chicken, chips, and wedges.
The difficulty of balancing many families on little money is a source of tension, a tension exacerbated by his desire to share the state benefits they receive with his wife and children in Morocco.
My own experience, the difficulties is the money-wise. Money plays a big role in supporting 3 wives and the kids. But sometimes I think if you have the idea clear that you live as a family, even if you live in different places, yeah, you do need to share all that amount of money what everybody gets, because it's one family. And soon, if your wife starts thinking independently than the idea of one family, that will compromise a little bit the situation and put pressure on the husband more than anything else.
For you? No, for all of us.
His relationship with his wife Hannah is really suffering, and this is why she's chosen not to appear.
Share, okay?
Mohammed keeps in near daily contact with his third wife in Morocco.
خليك ما نعطلك شيء. يلا صافي سلام. I just drank her and I feel this last week ringing them, and they really miss me, the kids and my wife, and they keep saying, Baba, leave everything and come and see us. It's been nearly 7 months we didn't see you. And I said, you know, because I don't have enough money to go and travel, but I'm thinking to borrow some money and then do the trip, even if it's for a short time.
A shortage of money and the demands of maintaining 3 families has placed the tensions between Mohammed and his 2 wives in England at breaking point.
One of my kids from the first house want to visit the second house, and she said, no, I don't want him to come. And I said, no. He wants to come, he's welcome. She started going with me, no, this is my house, I am the one who gave the decision. And I said, no. If my son wants to come to see me and see his brother, so he has to come. She said, no, yeah. And I said, okay, look.
Anyway, I think you get the general picture. Now, there's a few points there that I'd like. Now, Mohammed there's got 12 kids. Let's reverse the role a little bit and have a look. If it was a UK Caucasian family with 12 kids on benefit, they would be looked down on very badly. But here, it's very sad that he's got 2 wives, 12 kids, 1 in Morocco, money's tight, and he's living on benefits. He's living on taxpayers' money, and he seems to think that's fine, that's okay. Now, I don't really like to see that. I think, it's actually playing the system in such a way that it's robbing people of lots of things. It's everything like the National Health Service and education. These all have to be paid for. But when you've got people doing this kind of thing, why can't I? Okay, I think I want to claim for 3 wives. Can I? I can't. Again, it's only because they belong to a certain faith. And that means to me that they're recognising in a UK, which the UK has its own law, it's actually telling me that they recognise Sharia law because they are paying wives who are married under that law. So there we go, that's Mohammed. So let's just give you the picture of what's happening. How much money is he getting? They never said for his wife and 3 children. But he's got his mobile phone there. He ought to do his dishes, I know that. And his wife is so happy to hear him in Morocco because they're probably living better than the ones in the UK. So UK are paying for that family. 12 children, 3 wives and a husband. Now, in September 2011, and going back again, a British newspaper expose on the subject found that the phenomenon of the bigamy or polygamy, whichever you call, permitted by Islamic Sharia law, is far more widespread in Britain than they previously believed. Now, this was actually published in 2011. The rapid growth of multiple marriages has been fueled by multicultural policies that grant special rights to Muslim immigrants who demand that Sharia law reflected in British law and in social welfare benefit system, as I just said. Now, again, looking at one of these families, let's look at another family whose circumstances are different but the same, and one of the largest families in the UK, and let's listen to their story and what they say.
I don't think I should stop having children. If God wants to give me children, I am thankful to God.
Mohammed is 50 and Noreen is 35. It's Mohammed's belief that Allah decides how many children their family should have. Noreen's heavily pregnant for the 11th time.
Now that exposes a different aspect. That shows you a man who, if he was an Englishman, we would say he's irresponsible to have that many children when he knows he's never going to work and just keep having children. 11 kids is a lot of kids. But the expose quotes 2 senior social welfare experts, which it's all based on, and saying at least 20,000 bigamous or polygamous, what a word, Muslim unions in England and Wales. If the average size of such a family is 15 people, now that really worries me because that means that there's benefits been paying for 15 people in one household in some cases, and the numbers would imply that over 300,000 people in Britain are living I'll never get it right, but you know what I mean, polygamous families, 300,000 people. Now that to me starts to add up to a lot of benefits, and they've also got other ways of getting around it apparently, and they're not ashamed. The multiple marriages have been encouraged by the change made to the British welfare system, which we talked about previously, by the Labour. It was by the Labour government, of course. We've got a bunch of Labour idiots right in government right now, and they'll probably give them a bit more, which allowed Muslim immigrants to have a second, third, fourth, and in some cases, fifth or more wife. Treated as a single mother who can then get a house and an array of other state benefits for herself and her children. So hey, the man's doing well, isn't he? He's got them all in a different house, state are paying all their rent, and he goes round and collects his money when he wants it, and no wonder they're driving big Rolls Royces. No, they're not. I mean, this is not all Muslims are the same. Most of my Muslim friends probably wouldn't, they'd be disgusted at this, and I'm sure one of my friends who lives up near Kirklees in the UK, if you know where that is, was telling me, oh yeah, it's common round here. It's all the time. He knew. I never knew about it, but I think it's disgusting. As if we're not paying enough for all the migrants that are coming in and taking over everything. Now, and they're having 8, 10, 12 kids. That frightens me even more because, you know, these disenchanted young kids are going to the mosque and listening to those people that I put in my last video. But, you know, you didn't believe me. I've got, at the end of this, I'm going to show you another guy speaking in the mosque in Italy. And, well, you'll make your own mind. So, and do you know, they actually think we're crazy. They think that we're stupid. I mean, I want you to have a look at this and tell me if this makes you happy or it makes you sad. It makes me sad.
So I'm just on my way to the job centre, right? And I just wanted to say a quick thank you to everyone who pays their taxes, because without you, I wouldn't be where I am today. Like, the fact that I can still go out about my day and still do my things and get paid for not doing absolutely anything because of others who are working and paying their taxes. I don't think I've ever said thank you. So, genuinely speaking, from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much, and keep up the good work.
No, I think that's a total Mickey cake. I really do. And this sort of exposes how Muslim men can take a new spouse from anywhere in the world, father any number of children with her, and have the British taxpayer assume responsibility for this family's upkeep and care. Now, you know, I might giggle a bit and laugh a bit about it, but I think it's a very serious situation. It's bad enough that by 2030 or even sooner, we will be taken over. We will definitely be taken over. I mean, I don't live there anymore. I would never go back to England after seeing what I'm seeing happening. And I can see now the writing's on the wall. And I've always referred to a lady called Bridget Gabriel, who wrote a book about how Islam took over Lebanon within 30 years. And you've already got people in UK, second generation Muslims, say, oh, we built this country, blah, and you know, as if, you know, we fought 2 world wars for your freedom. And Labour, the new Labour or Labour or whatever, Stasi government is giving it away to them, and they're taking advantage. And I don't blame them. You know, we're virtually getting given a country, and we'll just be slaves, or you will, because I won't be living there. Anyway, those women are eligible. The women I was talking about who are now on taxpayers' benefits, got their own house, separate one for the kids, all their benefits go, right? And don't forget, less than 50% of Muslim women work. And that, you know, as opposed to where you get Sikh women, where nearly 80% of them work. And Muslim men, unfortunately, are the lowest in the group from that part of the world in employment. But they seem to get along okay and buy the houses and such like. But if you've got 5 wives and all the money coming in that they've got coming in and living on a bowl of rice and a bit of soup, well, there you go. They're going to do all right. But anyway, those women who are eligible for the full housing benefit, which reaches £106,000 in a year to some, it's gone up since this was out, in parts of London, and child benefit paid £1,000 a year for the first child and £700 for the second and third, and well, it's a few quid anyway. That might have changed as well. So I'm not going to say that's gospel, but that's basically what it said in the report and when it was put out. So as you see, I'm gobsmacked. I didn't realise. I lived in England and around Muslim people for many, many years and never knew that. And I think it shouldn't be done. I mean, you know, it's just giving people's money away who pay tax and they're getting nothing anymore. They're afraid to speak up. I have to also congratulate, and I know his name must not be mentioned, but I'm going to mention it. Tommy Robinson's put on the 13th of September, March. And there's a dispute on how many people were actually at the march, but it looked like over 1 million from aerial views. I mean, that crowd was some crowd. And yet the Labour government still labels them far-right people. Mothers with prams, children, disabled people, just not only white people, black from the black community, other Asians. There's a great Sikh guy who's all for British rights, Harman Singh. All these people just want Britain to be Britain. You can follow whatever religion you want, but the religion should be taking over the country. But that's what it seems to be doing. But anyway, as I say, some of my critics said to me after I showed the last video of Muslims saying, "Oh no, we don't believe in English law. We're not going to go by English law. And whilst I'm doing that, and while I'm talking to you about that, just want to remind you of something first before we show you that. We put that up there because I want you to keep looking at that. Have a quick look at it. But before I put this on, I'm going to dispel these that people say I have to troll all through the internet to find these things. And I don't. They're there. And do you know, if it was an English person, a white English person, or a black English person, saying the same thing, saying, what this guy's saying, we would be arrested in 5 minutes. Because it's inciting violence. It's actually saying it's inciting people to go out and murder people. Do you know? And I find that really, really sick. But please, again, and I make this point so many times because you all think I'm a racist when I'm not. The people, these hate preachers that go to the mosques inciting violence, but don't tar all Muslims with the same brush. They're probably they're normal, nice Muslims that just want to get on with their life. Don't tar them with the same brush because they're probably more afraid of these radicals than me or you. That's scary. It doesn't get any more scary than that. And the reason why they're more scared, they see what happens to people that don't follow, don't toe the line in the countries they've come from. They're too afraid. That's probably a lot of times where they don't give up people who've committed horrible crimes because they're too afraid. And the radicals are getting into the brain of these people more and more. I'm so lucky and so happy that I have good Muslim friends for many, many years, and even they are saying things that you won't believe, but you won't believe me, They don't want, they follow their religion and they go to pray and they eat the halal meat and, but they're married to one person and they conform to British society. Most of my friends, my Muslim friends, don't drink. There's a few that do, though. And they're just normal. I mean, religion doesn't even come into your friendship. We just, but I asked the question of this because I didn't really understand that they were getting so much money for, for us to be taken over by them. Anyway, as I said, before I go, I want to show you something. And a preacher who's in a mosque in Italy, and you've heard of the murders and burning of churches in all over Europe, because it's not just the UK. And nearly all the conflicts going on around the world, 90% of them, they involve Muslims in some way, shape or form. It's like the Muslims in Bangladesh who are killing Hindus, raping their women. There's Boko Haram in Nigeria. You've got the rise again of ISIS, which is coming on again. They hate you. They hate you. You shouldn't exist. All they want to do is turn the whole world Islamic. But anyway, another example before I go, and it's a quick clip, and you won't understand what he's saying, but if you want to take the time and get it translated, he's basically saying that it's now time to go out and kill non-Muslims. Yeah, actually broadcasting it as large as life, and it's still there, and nobody takes it down. So let's first of all take this away and have a quick look.
طلقة في الراس وراح الجهنم لا يجتمع كما قال عليه الصلاة والسلام كافر وقاتله في النار أبدا. النبي عليه الصلاة والسلام يعطي بشرى لمن يقتل المجرمين، لمن يقتل الكافرين. وأي عبادة هي أعظم من سفك دماء الكافرين؟ طلقة في الراس وراح الجهنم.
Anyway, he's ranting on there, and as far as I've had the kind of translation, he's inciting everybody out to kill the infidel. Now, if that is incitement to violence, at the very least, or incitement, to go out and start killing people. And that's all over social media. Maybe you don't look at it, maybe you don't want to. Maybe you put your head under a rock and, it's never going to happen. But I think it's happening. So you people out there need to get your heads screwed on. You people out there need to get rid of this stupid government that's allowing it to go on. Because time is running out. Time is running out for all of you. Anyway, I think that the old git's done his job for today. Hopefully I have. And I have a lot more to talk about. After 72 years on this earth, I've seen the country that I was born in disintegrate into a cesspit of corruption and the values and culture down the pan. People don't care for each other. Teenagers think they know everything. Universities preaching left-wing hate. Oh dear. Oh dear. Anyway, enough of that. Hopefully you've taken some solace out of watching this video, but that's actually what's going on. So, all I say, until the next time, people, stay safe, and we'll be seeing you. I'll be seeing you again, hopefully very soon.